Hi, I'm Paul Salmon, I'm a spiritualist medium. My guest today is Olesya Marsh, hypnotherapist, and she's a healer. Hi Olesya.
Hello.
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 And many other things besides.
Yes, well, hypnotherapy is my main occupation, so you could say. I've been doing this for 10 years, nearly 10 years. Healing developed from that. As I started to do crystal healing, I realized all the other things that I'm capable of doing, and it grew from there. But hypnotherapy, working with the subconscious mind, working with people in deep trance, that's my main work. Yes.
Let's just mention this first.
Yeah.
You work here in Felixstowe?
Yes, I own the shop called Healing Matters on 20 Orwell Road. The shop downstairs sells natural products, creams and shampoos and things like that, but my main purpose for being there is my practice, which is on the first floor upstairs. That's where I work with my clients in quantum healing hypnosis, the energy sessions that I do, and the workshops.
Because we've got some lovely leaflets here.
Yes, thank you.
And QHHT.
QHHT is quantum healing hypnosis technique. This technique has been developed by absolutely tremendously amazing lady called Dolores Cannon. Her name was Dolores Cannon. She published 20 books based on her work. She is a pioneer in past life regression, and over the period of nearly 50 years she developed this technique of going to the deepest level of trance and being able to communicate with a person's higher self. The high consciousness, divine mind. We call it the subconscious because she simply didn't know what to call it. So this is the work that I grew into naturally. I was always curious and always pushing boundaries, so I've outgrown the standard hypnotherapy as such very, very quickly early on, and I was doing what I used to call soul hypnosis, and then I went into this work deeper, and now that's all I'm focusing on. I'm bringing all of the things that I've developed, all of the techniques that I've developed over the years, I'm bringing that all into quantum healing hypnosis.
Before you tell me a bit more about quantum healing, how did you actually begin to get into this way of life?
It was actually incredibly simple. I have a beautiful sister-in-law who lives in Lincolnshire, and she once burst into to my house with the cutout from the newspaper saying, "There's a hypnotherapy course in town, and you're going to be amazing. You know, the way you talk to people, your voice, you're so soothing and calming." And it was easy for me to believe because even as a child, my mom's friends used to come and take advice from me. I was always naturally empathic, but at that stage, I had nothing to do with healing, nothing to do with anything like that. I trusted her, you know, obviously, and I took it on, did the course, and on the course we did a past life regression demonstration, and I was one of the subjects, and my experience was so powerful. When I came around, half of the room was in tears, and I think that was my awakening.
So what were you in a past life?
Oh, I had so many now that I've discovered, because over the last 10 years I've taken myself through all of the techniques that I do, and I continuously work with myself. And the reason I take myself to past lives quite often, because I'm looking for ways to improve my work here with people, looking for the things that I've developed on a soul level, so I can sort of awaken to them in this life as well. Mostly what I found, I was a medium actually. Although I don't do mediumship in this life, loved ones may appear in sessions, but I'm not a medium. I just don't have that gift developed here. But mostly I was a medium and a healer. The most life that stands out right now, actually, that I could think of, was the one of the Spanish young girl who was on a ship going to South America with a family. She worked with children in a family. She was a nanny. And she could see that there was going to be a storm and everyone was going to die. And she was afraid to tell for fear of being punished. And obviously the storm came, everybody died. She found herself washed up on the beach with children, spirits of children running on the beach. She was so overcome with grief and guilt for not having warned anybody, not being able to save the children, that she threw herself off a cliff. And it was part of the sort of self-healing as a healer that I did, and that story was really fascinating to me, and there were so many things tied to that. as to allowing yourself to shine, allowing yourself to come and really express the gifts that you have, and obviously help others to pull that out of them too.
So can you put yourself into a trance and go back into
Yes,
trance?
absolutely. Yeah, I do that daily in my. That's how I learned to meditate, because for the love of me, I didn't know how to quiet my mind. So I just started to hypnotize myself.
I'm going to come and see you.
Yes, you should. I'm very good.
Well, I think you are very good.
Yeah.
I just know you are.
Thank you.
So tell me a bit more about quantum healing.
Quantum healing is a remarkable way of going to the deepest level of trance possible. This is what Dolores would call the no land for standard hypnotherapists. People are afraid mostly to go to those levels because of all the metaphysical phenomena that happens. At that level of trance, we're able to get the information from your own subconscious about the true sources of any kind of suffering you're experiencing, whether it's mental, physical, emotional. I tend to focus a lot on the physical because our body mirrors to us the suffering we're experiencing within. All our diseases and illnesses, they're just a manifestation of our internal suffering. That's right. Diabetes, a lack of love, or lack of love of others. Arthritis, what are you resisting or what are you holding on to, and so on and so on. Cancer is all about anger, suppressed anger, rage towards yourself or or from others. So there's a lot. The disease is very complex emotional manifestation. You see, of emotional suffering rather. So at that level of trance, we're able to get that information out, and when people understand where that comes from, when they understand that all of their suffering is emotional, we can resolve that right there and then. The quantum healing is a whole day session, and I only see a person once. We do spend a whole day. It's not uncommon for me to go 9 hours in a day with a person, but they don't have to see me again. They walk out and they get on with their lives.
Because on your leaflet, it says some people just can do it instantly.
Yeah. Yes, it depends again on letting go on that belief and everything like that, and also on the lessons that attach to that. For some people it takes instant manifestation of healing. I had a gentleman who walked in on 2 walking sticks that he couldn't use, he couldn't walk without them for 25 years. He walked out in the evening holding them under his arm, you see, and he wrote an email to me that he walked past all the shops to the car park just so he could see himself how he was walking. He was putting on his shoes, standing up. He said, I can't believe this, my children would do the shoes for me. You see, so
it reminds me of when Jesus said your sins are forgiven.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he took it away and the body could get back to normal.
Yes, the body is a mirror. Everything that you are suffering with, the body is the last resource. When your mind has tried to get through to you, or trying to get you fix the issues and the problems that you have through giving you bad feelings and bad emotions, maybe accidents, things like that, and you're not listening, eventually it manifests in the body because it's energy, it's a stuck energy. Everything is energy. So when the energy gets stuck, in very simple terms, it then festers and manifests into something if you're not addressing that. As a society, we are really conditioned away from looking within, conditioned away from taking charge and responsibility, for knowing that we are supposed to be well, we are supposed to be happy, you see. So the body is an amazing teaching tool. Yes, for some people it takes sometimes weeks after that, and they listen to the recording and they work with their divine mind every night in healing. I had once a case where I demanded from the subconscious to heal my lady instantly, and I was told in a very stern voice that if we were to bring all the light necessary, she would burn on your bed. Is that what you want? This sort of period adjustment necessary, and sometimes this is as much as a person can take. Some people cannot handle miracle. You see, I had a lady once that came in and said, "You were right. Yes, I know that I suffered. I can't remember what that feels like, but what do I do now?"
Yeah.
So we brainstormed how to integrate back into a happy life. Nothing hurts inside, but she spent her last 45 years since she was 3 years old surviving, coping. She's got no skill how to be happy. So we had to do the work of teaching her that. So you see, this to each is a journey.
Yeah.
And healing is a journey. Even after you get your miracle, there's still a journey afterwards, how to manifest it into the world in such a way that you could allow others their miracle. You see, we're here for each other. Everything we do to ourselves, we do it for others.
A bit like me, I'm doing this for you today.
That's right, absolutely 100% true. If you are shining in your light and you're doing the beautiful work you do and bringing people to the light, it's like that flower we were talking about. If you are that flower in the middle, without petals you are nothing, and petals without the flower in the middle are nothing, and together you are a flower, so I'm a petal to your flower.
Oh, thank you very much.
So thank you so much for this
That's
opportunity,
my
I'm
pleasure.
very grateful. Yeah.
Tell me, you're from...
Kazakhstan.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can pronounce it now. On camera, I can't even pronounce it.
I was born in Soviet Union,
Yeah.
and that's what I insist on saying, because this is the country that I was born into, so my mentality and my history is with that. I was 17 years old when Soviet Union collapsed, and the place that I was born into became an independent republic, which is Kazakhstan. It's a Muslim country that now reclaims its roots and its identity. It's Central Asia. It's my first love, for sure. I was born on the shores of Caspian Sea with seals and swans in the winter.
Romantic, doesn't it?
Yeah, we had flamingos as well. We have the red wolf in the desert. It's the most magical, the most beautiful place.
So how did you find yourself here?
I lived in Moscow for a while, then came back home, and I was working for an oil and gas company. I was an operations manager due to me being able to speak English, obviously. And on a business trip away, covering for an expatriate in an office in another town, I met my husband. And we spent 11 days together. He asked me to marry him.
After 11 days?
Yes, and 2 days ago it was our 15th wedding anniversary, 15 years wedding anniversary. We have 2 boys, Jacob and Morgan. They have 11 years apart. Number 11 is huge in my life, you see. I was born on the 11th, my first son was born on the 11th as well. And yes, it's we almost instantly moved to UK. Graham continued to travel back and forth. We started family here, which is why I left the job, and sort of everything grew from there. Again, my whole awakening and my whole coming into this field of healing and into profession really was through my sister-in-law. She's the one that really introduced me to all of that, or kind of pointed out to me what I'm capable of.
But didn't you spend time in Australia?
Yes, we Graham had a work assignment there for a couple of years, and we lived in Queensland, in Brisbane. I continued my work there as a hypnotherapist and doing my aura chakras and heart, which is the energy healing that I do as well. I did workshops there called Journey to Self-Love. That's the first time I developed that. Also did mentoring there for others, so that's how I kind of expanded and discovered other things that I'm capable of doing. I realized I adore working with groups, which is why I'm starting a women's group here.
I noticed. I was going to ask you to come back and talk about that another time.
Yeah, I'd be happy to.
I think we've got a few
absolutely.
shows here we can
I'd be absolutely happy to.
But isn't your husband involved in this type of work?
Yes, he went to America and studied with my teacher as well, which was Keldanian. I'm trained in 5-path hypnotherapy, which is 5-phase advanced transformational hypnotherapy. These are the roots that I'm coming from. Deep age regression, inner child work, those kind of things. And obviously when you work at those levels, you go into fields like soul retrieval, spirit release, and so on, all of those things that are quite a reality in my practice. So there's just a whole myriad of things. Once you go into the subconscious and understand the root causes of our internal suffering, you realize that all the work of freeing ourselves and others is all within, starts with us. Yeah.
Right. Olesya, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Oh, thank you so much.
Come back again and have a chat about a few more things.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the meantime, I'm going to go and see Olesya up the road in Felixstowe.
Thank you so much, Paul. Such an honour to be here. Thank you.